Hare Krishna. Krishna haite chaturmukha, Haya Krishna sevonmukha. Krishna haite chaturmukha. So this is on page 120, and I'll sing the first. Oh, it's also on the projector right here. So I will sing the first line, and then you can repeat it. And then I'll sing the second line, and then you can repeat it. So it's a call, a response kind of thing. Yeah. So I'll start from the top. Krishna hoite chaturmukha, hoye Krishna sevonmukha. Krishna hoite chaturmukha, hoy Krishna sevonmukha. Brahma hoite naradera mati. Now repeat. Brahma hoite naradera mati. So I'll say it and then. Narada hoite vyasa, madhva kohe vyasa dasa. Hoite vyasa, madhva kohe vyasa dasa. Purna prajna padmanabha gati. Purna prajna padmanabha gati. Nihari madhva bangshe, akshobhya parama hangse. Nihari madhava bangshe, akshobhya parama hangse. Shishya boli angikara kore. Shishya boli angkara kore. Akshobhera shishya jaya, tirthaname parichaya. Akshobhera shishya jaya, tirthaname parichaya. Taradasya jnana sindhu tore. Taradasya jnana sindhu tore. Taha haite dayanidhi, taradasa vidyanidhi. Taha haite dayanidhi, taradasa vidyanidhi. Rajendra halotaha hate. Rajendra halotaha hate. Tahara kinkoro jaya, dharma name parichaya. Tahara kinkora jaya, धर्मे नामे परिचय परंपरा जानो भालो माते परंपरा जानो भालो माते जय धर्म धास्ये ख्याति श्री पुरुषोत्तमयति जय धर्मदास्ये ख्याति श्री पुरुषोत्तमयति तंहते ब्रह्मण्य तीर्थ सूरी तंहते तीर्थ सूरी व्यासतीर्थ तांहरदास लक्ष्मीपति व्यासदास व्यासतीर्थ तांहरदास लक्ष्मीपति व्यासदास तन्हते माधवेन्द्र पुरी तन्हते माधवेन्द्र पुरी माधवेन्द्र पुरी वर शिष्यवर श्रीश्वर माधवेन्द्र पुरीवर शिष्यवर श्रीश्वर नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत विभू नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत विभू ईश्वर पुरी के तन्या कोरिलेन श्री चैतन्य ईश्वर पुरी के तन्या कोरिलेन श्री चैतन्य जगद्गुरु गौर महाप्रभु जगद्गुरु गौर महाप्रभु महाप्रभु श्री चैतन्य राधा कृष्ण नहे अन्य महाप्रभु श्री चैतन्य राधा कृष्ण नहे अन्य रूपानुगजनेर जीवाना रूपानुगजनेर जीवाना विश्वंभर प्रियंकर श्री स्वरूप दामोदर विश्वंभर प्रियंकर श्री स्वरूप दामोदर श्री गोस्वामी रूप सनातन श्री गोस्वामी रूप सनातन रूपप्रिय महाजन जीवर रघुनाथ हन प्रिय जीवजन जीवर रघुनाथ हन तांग्र प्रिय कवि कृष्णदास तांग्र प्रिय कवि कृष्णदास कृष्णदास प्रिय भर नरोत्तम सेवा पर कृष्णदास प्रिय भर नरोत्तम सेवा पर जार पद विश्वनाथ आशा जार पद विश्वनाथ आशा विश्वनाथ भक्त साथ बालदेव जगन्नाथ विश्वनाथ भक्त साथ बालदेव जगन्नाथ तार प्रिय श्री भक्ति विनोदा तार प्रिय श्री भक्ति विनोदा महाभागवत बर श्री गौर किशोर बर महाभागवत बर श्री गौर किशोर भर हरि भजने तेजार मोद हरि भजने तेजार मोद इहारा परमहंस गौरांगेर निज वंश इहार परमहंस गौरांगेर निज वंश तादेर चरणे मम गति तादेर चरणे मम गति आमी सेवा उदासीन नामे ते त्रिदंडी दीन आमी सेवा उदासीन नामे ते त्रिदंडी दीन श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती
श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत
सरस्वती श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Shri Varshabhanavi Bara Sada Sevya Seva Para
Shri Varshabhanavi
Bara Sada Sevya Seva Para Tahara Dayita Dasa Nama Tara Dayita Dasa Nama Tara Pradhana Pracharko Shri Bhakti Vedanta Namo
Tara Pradhan Prachar
Tarako Shri Bhakti Vedanta Namo Patita Janete Doyadama Patita Janete Doyadama Patita Janete Doyana Patita Janete Doyana Patita Janete Doyana
Patita
Janayate Doya Nama Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya
Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva 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 Jaya Gurudeva
Jaya Guru
Deva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva. We'll read the translation of this wonderful song. In the beginning of creation, the science of devotional service was received by the four-headed Brahma from the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Devarshi Narada's understanding of this divine science was obtained from Brahma. The great sage Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa, who was empowered to compile the Vedic literatures, became a disciple of Devarshi Narada. Shripad Madhvacharya, the founder of the Shuddha Dvaita school of Vedanta philosophy, who visited Veda Vyasa at Badrikashram in the 13th century to learn from him Vedanta philosophy, calls himself a servant of Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. Purna Pragya Tirtha Madhva is the guru and sole refuge of Padmanabha Tirtha. The two other principal disciples of Madhva are Nrihari Tirtha and Madhva Tirtha. Madhva Tirtha accepted the great Paramahansa Akshobhya Tirtha as a disciple. The principal disciple of Akshobhya Tirtha was known as Jaya Tirtha. Jaya Tirtha's service was for his disciple Jnana Sindhu. Dayanidhi received the science of devotional service from Jnana Sindhu, and the servant of Dayanidhi was Vidyanidhi, Vidyadhiraja Tirtha. Rajendra Tirtha became a disciple of Vidyadhiraja Tirtha. Rajendra Tirtha's servant was known as Jayadharma or Vijayadvaja Tirtha. In this way, you should properly understand this disciplic succession. The chief disciple of Madhavendra Puri was Ishvarapuri, and two of his other disciples were the renowned incarnations of Godhead, Sri Nityananda and Advaita Acharya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the spiritual preceptor of all the worlds, made Ishvarapuri greatly fortunate by accepting him as his spiritual master. Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya is non-different from Sri Radha and Krishna and is the very life of those Vaishnavas who follow Sri Rupa Goswami. Sri Swarup Damodar Goswami, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami were the givers of great happiness to Vishwambhar Sri Chaitanya. The great souls, Jiva Goswami and Raghunatha Das Goswami, became very dear to Rupa Goswami. Jiva Goswami was a disciple of Rupa Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami, a disciple of Advaita Acharya's disciple Yadunandana Acharya, was accepted by Rupa and Sanatana as their third brother. Raghunath Das Goswami's beloved student was Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Krishna Das Kaviraj was an intimate friend of Lokanath Goswami. They lived together in Vrindavan and always discussed the topics of Krishna with one another. Lokanath Goswami, a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit, had only one disciple whose name was Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das was always engaged in the service of his guru, and he also engaged himself in the service of his guru's intimate friend. Thus, he became very dear to Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. To serve the feet of Narottam Das Thakur was the only desire of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who was the fourth Acharya in disciplic succession from Narottam Das. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was the Shiksha Guru, instructing spiritual master of Baladeva Vidyabhushan, to whom he taught the precepts of Srimad Bhagavatam. Jagannath Das Babaji was a very prominent Acharya after Sri Baladeva Vidyabhushan and was the beloved disciple of Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Bhakti Vinod Thakur's intimate friend and associate was the eminent Mahabhagavat Sri Gaurakishore Das Babaji, whose sole joy was found in Hari Bhajan. These great saintly Vaishnavas are all Paramahamsas, or devotees of the highest order, and they are all part of Lord Gauranga's own spiritual family. Their holy feet are my refuge. I have no real interest in devotional service, and I am a poor and lowly Tridandi sannyasi named Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. The renowned Sri Varshabhan Navidhaita Das, the initiated name of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, is always engaged in the service of his spiritual master, Srila Gaurakishore Das Babaji. His foremost disciple preacher is Sri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who has spread the message of Lord Chaitanya throughout the world and is thus a reservoir of mercy and compassion for all fallen souls. Om Tat Sat.
So today is the appearance day of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and that's the reason why we read this song, so wonderfully explaining the Guru Parampara. So we are having the Gaur Purnima festival coming on March 12th, so we are setting up the mood for the March 19th, and in order to set up the mood for the festival, we are starting to read from Chaitanya Charitamrita, explaining the understanding various pastimes of Lord Chaitanya and how he established the Sankirtana movement. And also, one of our goal is to place these books describing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya in as many homes as possible. So if we start reading from that book, we can understand what nectar we are getting from the book, so that we can get more attached to the book and read the book and get more knowledge and purify our lives. So That's our goal. So let's offer our obeisances to the spiritual masters before we start reading. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesha Tarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Matsamo nasti papatma naparadi cha kashana parihare api lajjame kim bruve purushottama yuvatinam yata yunam cha yuvatau yata mano abhiramate tadvan mano me ramatam tvayi bhumau skalita padanam bhumireva valambanam Tvayi jata paradanam tvameva sharanam prabhu Govinda vallabhe radhe prarthaye tvamaham sada Tvadiyam iti janatau Govindo mam tvaya saha Radhe vrindavanadishe karunamritavahini Kripayani ja padabja dasyam mayyam pradiyatam Agnenaya suptaraye asman Vishwani deva vayunani vidvan Yuyodi asmat juhuranameno Bhuishtam tenama yuktam videma. So we all know about Lord Chaitanya. He took birth in Navadvipa and he performed many pastimes right from his childhood, and he established the Sankirtana movement through every actions that he performed from his childhood. So there are like so many nectarian pastimes that happened in the early childhood days of Mahaprabhu, where he tried to establish the importance of the names of Lord Krishna. So, at the beginning of his age, he played with his friends, and as a baby he performed lots of pastimes, and as a young boy he performed lots of pastimes. And once Jagannath Mishra passed away, what he did was he went to Gaya to perform Shraddha for his father. And at that time, Mahaprabhu was around 16 or 17 years old. And when he came back, he was a different person. Devotees like Murari Gupta and Advaita Acharya and Srivas Pandit, they were all so much devoted Vaishnavas that they always wanted to see people performing pure devotional service. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, though he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, many times before he came from Gaya, he was more into grammar. He was as a logician. He was talking about grammar. Even with devotees, they were bewildered. Oh, this Nima is such a great intellect. Why is he not talking about devotional service? That was their desire. But they were not able to invoke that within the Lord, because the Lord does everything out of His own causeless mercy and His own desire. So when he came back from Gaya, he was a different person. So as soon as he came back from Gaya, he inspired everyone to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra in public, because at that time the Muslims were ruling India, and most of the Hindu rituals are very much prohibited. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has openly ordered everybody to go and chant Hare Krishna. So the Bhaktas were very, very happy hearing this message from the Lord, but the Smarta Brahmins were very envious, and they went and complained to the Kazi, saying that this Nimai Pandit has started his own religion, and everybody is chanting the holy names of Krishna without any fear. So, when Chand Kazi, what he did, he went into the place where the Sankirtana was happening and he broke the Mridanga. So when this news was brought to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he got very angry and he said that he wants to establish the movement that evening. So and then he organized the first Harinam Sankirtan, and how that happened is what we are going to read in this pastime. This is very important because Srila Prabhupada writes that there are so much sufferings that are going in this world, and the drought and the famine and all the problems that we see, the threefold miseries, Adhyatma, Adi Daivika and Adi Bhautika, are all because of the individual karma and also the cumulative karma. But Srila Prabhupada says that the Harinama alone is a solution for all our problem. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also very firmly established that fact. So, Srila Prabhupada says that if once people collectively chant the holy names of Krishna, then all the problems from the world will be gone and everybody will be happy. That's what is a solution. So, following in that footsteps, we are planning to have our Harinam festival, the rain dance, to bring rain and end the drought in California on March 1st. So, before we enter into performing the Harinam Sankirtana in public, let's read how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started the movement and gained more impetus and genuine attraction towards the holy name. So what we'll be doing is we'll read the verses and the translations and some of the purports from Chaitanya Charitamrita to hear the first Harinam festival that was inaugurated by Mahaprabhu. So we are starting from Adi Leela, verse 17, chapter 17 and verse 121. Nagariya loke prabhu yabe agnya dila, gare gare sankirtana karite lagila. The Lord ordered all the citizens of Navadvipa to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and in each and every home they began performing Sankirtana regularly. Hara Hara Haraye Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Rama Shri Madhusudana. All the devotees sang this popular song along with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Haraye Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha, Hariharaye Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha, Gopal Govinda Rama Shri Madhusudana. Mridanga Kartala Sankirtana Mahadvani, Hari Hari Dvani Vina Anya Nahi Shuni. When the Sankirtana movement thus started, no one in Navadvipa could hear any sound other than the words Hari Hari and the beating of the mridanga and the clashing of handbells. Purport: the International Society of Krishna Consciousness now has its world center in Navadvipa, Mayapur. The managers of this center should see that 24 hours a day there is chanting of the holy names of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with the addition of Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. For this song was a favorite of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. But all such Sankirtana must be preceded by the chanting of the holy names of the 5 tattvas. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We are already accustomed to chant these 2 mantras. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, And Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now, after these, the other two lines, namely, Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudana, should be added, especially in Mayapur. Chanting of these 6 lines should go on so perfectly well that no one there hears any vibration other than chanting of the holy names of the Lord that will make the center spiritually all perfect. Following Srila Prabhupada's instructions, these even today, if you go to mayapur.tv, they have this bhajans going on, and they continuously sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even today there is a bhajan kutir, and they sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and they follow this particular instruction of Srila Prabhupada, because no other form of sacrifice works in this age as perfectly as the simple process of chanting the holy names of the Lord. And that is why Srila Prabhupada has stressed chanting the names of Krishna so much. Going into the next verse. Translation. Hearing the resounding vibration of the Hare Krishna mantra, the local Muslims, greatly angry, submitted a complaint to the Kazi. Purport. The Paujadara, the city magistrate, was called the Kazi. The zamindars or landholders, levied taxes on the land, but keeping law and order and punishing criminals was duty entrusted to the Kazi. Both the Kazi and the landholders were under the control of the governor of Bengal, which at that time was known as Suba Bangala. The district of Nadia, Islampura, and Bagoyana were all under the zamindar named Hari Hoda, or his descendant known as Hoda Krishnadasa. It is said that Chand Kazi was the spiritual master of Nawab Hussain Shah. According to one opinion, his name was Maulana Sirajuddina, and according to another, his name was Habibara Rahmana. Descendants of Chand Kazi are still living in the vicinity of Mayapur. People still go to see the tomb of Chand Kazi, which is underneath a champaka tree and is known as Chand Kazi's Samadhi. It's still there, and it's a part of the Mayapur Parikrama. Chand Kazi angrily came to one home in the evening, and when he saw Kirtana going on, he broke a mridanga and spoke as follows. Eta kale keha nahi kaila hindu yani, ebe ye udyama chalao kara bala jani. For so long you did not follow the regulative principles of the Hindu religion, but now you are following them with great enthusiasm. May I know by whose strength you are doing so? Purport. It appears that from the aggression of Bakhtiyar Khilji in Bengal until the time of Chand Kazi, Hindus or the followers of Vedic principles were greatly suppressed. Like the Hindus in present-day Pakistan, practically no one could execute the Hindu religious principles freely. Chand Kazi referred to this condition of Hindu society. Formerly, the Hindus had not been straightforward in executing their Hindu principles, but now they were freely chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Therefore, it must have been by the strength of someone else that they were so daring. Actually, that was a fact. Although the members of the so-called Hindu society had followed the social customs and formulas, they had practically forgotten to execute their religious principles strictly. But with the presence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they actually began following the regulative principles according to his order. That order is still existing, and anywhere and everywhere in all parts of the world one can execute it. That order is to become a spiritual master under the direction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by following the regulative principles, chanting daily at least 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and preaching the cult of Krishna consciousness all over the world. If we adhere to the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we shall get spiritual strength without a doubt, and we shall be free to preach this cult of the Hare Krishna movement and not be hampered by anyone. Anybody wants to share their thoughts on this verse? In essence, this is happening because Prabhupada often quoted that everyone should practice the principles of Krishna consciousness and they should become the guru and teach it to others. Means first we should practice the principles and then distribute it to others. And by this simple process, Mahaprabhu's order of his name being chanted in every street of the world will be proven. And Prabhupada is giving that confidence. And also it is seen how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said that whenever there is a decline in religion, I take birth to establish the principles of religion. Like that, here it is very evident that even Kazi noticed that Hindus didn't follow their principles. And until Mahaprabhu came and gave the confidence to the people that yes, your duty is to perform the sacrifice and put an end to the cycle of birth and death. And of all the sacrifices, chanting, Krishna says that he is a japa sacrifice, right? Chanting the holy names of the God. And this is very evident from this verse. No one should perform Sankirtana on the streets of the city. Today I am excusing the offense and returning home. Such orders stopping Sankirtana in the streets of the world's great cities have been imposed upon members of the Hare Krishna movement. We have hundreds of centers all over the world and we have been specifically persecuted in Australia. In most cities of the world, we have been arrested many times by the police. But we are nevertheless executing the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by chanting on the streets of all important cities such as New York, London, Chicago, Sydney, Melbourne, Paris and Hamburg. We must remember that such incidents took place in the past 500 years ago, and the fact that they are still going on indicates that our Sankirtana movement is really authorized. For if Sankirtana movement were an insignificant material affair, demons would not object to it. The demons of the time tried to obstruct the Sankirtana movement started by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similar demons are trying to obstruct the Sankirtana movement we are executing all over the world. And this proves that our Sankirtana movement is still pure and genuine, following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Once when Radhanath Swami visited here, he was saying that unless somebody else is trying to stop what you're doing, you're not doing anything significant. Similarly, same thing, because wherever the Sankirtana movement is trying to take its roots, there are demoniac people who will try to stop it. Not only externally, if we think very deep, that these demoniac forces are there within our minds also. So whenever we try to chant the holy name with great focus, or we make a determination that I will do this service very dedicatedly, then all these demoniac tendencies also come within our heart and it obstructs our desire and the enthusiasm to do devotional service. But we should not be worried about that, because if we purely and genuinely depend on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for his mercy, we can establish the Sankirtana movement both internally and externally. So that's the essence of this verse.
Is there another, like this
Means
Is there a person being referred to in this verse?
it's not.
People watching online, so I would like to hear your question as well. My question is, like, besides the explanation you offered for the demons that are within our minds, I'm just trying to make a guess because the purport clearly says similar demons are trying to obstruct Sankirtan movement. So are there like, is he referring to some real demons like Hiranyakashipu or something like that? Like, I don't know. Maybe there is.
No, there are, because if you read Prabhupada Lilamrita, you can see there are many specific personalities who tried to obstruct the movement. But here, Prabhupada is collectively telling all the people and the government or whatever force it is trying to stop the movement. But the problem with this age is you cannot categorize everyone as an isolated demon. You remember the other day when we were discussing about the holy name, we talked about how the demons and the devotees were coming closer and closer in every age. Do you remember that? Remember there are 4 types of ages, right? Golden age is Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. And my spiritual master narrates this example of how in Satya Yuga the demons and the devotees, Hiranyakashipu and the devotees, the Hiranyaksha and the demons were in different planets, and like Hiranyaksha took the earth planet and he hid it within the ocean, right? So they were almost living so far apart, and Krishna came and then he tried to save the planet, earth, from the attack of the demons. Like that, the closeness, in the second age they were in the same planet, and in the third age they were in the same family. Like Krishna came as Lord. In the second avatar he came as Rama, and he killed the Ravana and the demons. And then in the second age they were in the same family, the Kauravas and the Pandavas. But in the age of Kali they are in the same people. So the divine and the demoniac tendencies are within the same person. That is why Krishna didn't use any weapon to kill a person, because a person who may try to stop the movement today could change his heart once all his demoniac tendencies are gone, and they might come and serve the Vaishnavas, right? So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't use any weapon. His weapon is a mantra to clarify all the demoniac tendencies within the heart. So even though Prabhupada criticizes like that, but Prabhupada was a Patita Pavana. He was a savior of the fallen. That so many people who criticized later on like surrendered and served Prabhupada too. So that's a complete understanding. But if you want specific names, you can read the Lilamrita. There are specific names. Text 128, translation. The next time I see someone performing such Sankirtana, I shall certainly chastise him by not only confiscating all his property, but also converting him into a Muslim. Purport. To convert a Hindu into a Muslim was an easy affair in those days. If a Muslim simply sprinkled water on the body of a Hindu, it was supposed that the Hindu had already become a Muslim. During the transition of the British in Bangladesh, during the last Hindu-Muslim riots, many Hindus were converted into Muslims by having cow's flesh forcibly pushed into their mouths. Hindu society was so rigid at that time of Lord Chaitanya that if a Hindu were converted into a Muslim, there was no chance of his being reformed. In this way, the Muslim population in India increased. None of the Muslims came from outside. Social customs somehow or other forced Hindus to become Muslims with no chance of returning to Hindu society. Emperor Aurangzeb also inaugurated a tax that Hindus had to pay because of their being Hindus. Thus, all the poor Hindus of the lower class voluntarily became Muslims to avoid the tax. In this way, the Muslim population in India increased. Chand Kazi threatened to convert the people into Muslims by the simple process of sprinkling water on their bodies. So, here is one demon Prabhupada is explicitly mentioning. After saying this, the Kazi returned home, and the devotees, greatly shocked that they were forbidden to chant Hare Krishna, submitted their grief to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya ordered, "Go perform Sankirtana. Today I shall kill all the Muslims." Purport: Gandhi is known for having started the movement of non-violent civil disobedience in India. But about 500 years before him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started his movement of non-violent civil disobedience to the order of Chand Kazi. It is not necessary to commit violence to stop the opposition from hindering a movement, for one can kill their demoniac behavior with reason and argument. Following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whenever there are obstacles, the Hare Krishna movement should kill the opposition with reason and argument and thus stop their demoniac behavior. If we became violent in every case, it would be difficult for us to manage our affairs. We should therefore follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who disobeyed the order of Chand Kazi but subdued him with reason and argument. So here, this is the same point that we just discussed that Srila Prabhupada is establishing, that there are demoniac tendencies, but we don't use any weapons. Then we should kill even ourselves. But what Prabhupada is saying is we should use reason and argument to kill the tendencies within their heart. Text 131. Returning home, all the citizens began performing Sankirtana. But because of the order of the Kazi, they were not carefree but always full of anxiety. Understanding the anxiety within the people's minds, the Lord called them together and spoke to them as follows. In the evening I shall perform Sankirtana in each and every town. Therefore, you should all decorate the city in the evening. At that time, Navadvipa was composed of 9 small cities. So, the words Nagare Nagare are significant. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to perform Kirtana in each of these neighboring towns. He ordered the city decorated for the function. So, God is giving the confidence to perform the sacrifice. So here comes the main description of how the first Sankirtana movement looked like. Sandhya te deyuti sabe jwala gare gare deka kona kanji ashi more mana kare. In the evening, burn torchlights in every home. I shall give protection to everyone. Let us see what kind of Kazi comes to stop our Sankirtana, our Kirtana. Eta kahi sandhya kale chale gaura raya kirtanera kaila prabhu tina sampradaya. In the evening, Lord Gaura Sundara went out and formed 3 parties to perform Kirtana. This is a scheme for performing Kirtana in a procession. During Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, one party was composed of 21 men, 4 people playing mridangas, 1 leading the chanting, and 16 others striking kartalas, responding to the leading chanter. If many men join the Sankirtana movement, they may follow in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and form different parties according to the time and the number of men available. So how it was so well organized. The Sankirtana movement was well organized, and even today in Jagannath Puri during the Rath Yatra, we can see many Sankirtan parties playing singing the holy names in the same format. Age sampradaye nritya kare haridasa madhye nache acharya goshani parama ullasa. In the front party danced Thakura Haridas, and in the middle party danced Advaita Acharya with great jubilation. Pache Sampradaye Nritya Kare Gaura Chandra Tanra Sange Nachi Bule Prabhu Nityananda. Lord Gaurachandra himself danced in the rear party, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu moved with Lord Chaitanya's dancing. So, one purification that can happen is if we envision these pastimes happening within the core of our hearts, we can get purified. So, I was just seeing this miracle of this material world, like maybe 20-25 years ago, if I had told someone that, oh, one person will be in America and the other person will be in India, and I can take the phone and call them, it would be a miracle. Or some people will say that maybe it's totally not possible, but it is possible today. It's all sound vibrations. Similarly, there is Bluetooth. There is a laptop here. There is a cell phone here. I don't know what's happening. There is no physical connection and I cannot perceive it, but there is communication. Same, if it is happening for these small material things which don't have any kind of living force, why is it not possible by thinking of the Lord or by chanting the names of the Lord and by hearing like this in the association of the devotees? Why wouldn't it be possible that all the anarthas and impurities will be removed from our heart? So, we should have faith that everything is possible by the mercy of Krishna. And even if we are not well versed in the scriptures, but when we read, when we hear, if we hear it with more attention and more sincerity, then all our anarthas within our heart will be purified and we'll be able to relish the true Krishna consciousness. So when we read this, we can imagine how it would have been like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu dancing and so many kirtan parties and how nectarian it must have been. So we should think more, because even scientists say that the problem of the TV is it kills our imagination. The moment an image is projected in front of us, we don't do the thinking part. But when we read the scriptures, we should envision and develop our attachment to Krishna by thinking about and meditating on how that situation must have been. And Krishna, when we do this, then Krishna within our heart will become very pleased as Paramatma. He is there within our heart. And then He will purify us and give more interest and more attachment to hearing Krishna Katha. So we are in verse 138. By Vrindavana dasa iha chaitanya mangale vistari varinya chena prabhu kripa bhale. By the grace of the Lord, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakura has elaborately described this incident in his Chaitanya Mangala, now Chaitanya Bhagavat. Ei mata kirtana kari nagara brahmila Brahmite sabe kaji dware gela. Performing kirtana in this way, circumambulating through every nook and corner of the city, they finally reached the door of the Kazi. Taja gajja kare loka kare kola hala, Gaura Chandra bale loka prashraya pagala. Murmuring in anger and making a roaring sound, the people under the protection of Lord Chaitanya became mad through such indulgence. Purport: the Kazi had issued an order not to perform kirtana, congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. But when this was brought up to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he ordered civil disobedience to the Kazi's order. Lord Chaitanya and all his devotees, naturally enthusiastic although agitated, must have made a great noise with their loud cries. Text 141. Kirtanere dvanite kajilu kaila gare Tarjana Garjana Shuni Nahaya Bahire. The loud sound of the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra certainly made the Kazi very much afraid, and he hid himself within his room. Hearing the people thus protesting, murmuring in great anger, the Kazi would not come out of his home. The purport. The Kazi's order not to perform Sankirtana could stand only as long as there was no civil disobedience. Under the leadership of the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the chanters, increasing in number, disobeyed the order of the Kazi. Thousands assembled together and formed parties, chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and making a tumultuous sound of protest. Thus the Kazi was very much afraid, as naturally one should be under such circumstances. In the present day also, people all over the world may join together in the Krishna consciousness movement and protest against the present degraded governments of the world's godless societies, which are based on all kinds of sinful activities. Srimad Bhagavatam states that in the age of Kali, thieves, rogues, and fourth-class people who have neither education nor culture capture the seats of governments to exploit the citizens. This is a symptom of Kali Yuga that has already appeared. People cannot feel secure about their lives and property, yet the so-called governments continue, and the government ministers get fat salaries, although they are unable to do anything good for the society. The only remedy for such conditions is to enhance the Sankirtana movement under the banner of Krishna consciousness and protest against the sinful activities of all the world's governments. The Krishna consciousness movement is not a sentimental religious movement. It is a movement for the reformation of all the anomalies of human society. If people take to it seriously, discharging this duty scientifically, as ordered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the world will see peace and prosperity instead of being confused and hopeless under useless garments. That sentence again. If people take to it seriously, discharging this duty scientifically, as ordered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the world will see peace and prosperity instead of being confused and hopeless under useless garments. There are always rogues and thieves in human society, and as soon as a weak government is unable to execute its duties, these rogues and thieves come out to do their business. Thus, the entire society becomes a hell unfit for gentlemen to live in. There is an immediate need for a good government, a government by the people with Krishna consciousness. Unless the masses of people become Krishna conscious, they cannot be good men. The Krishna conscious movement that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra still has its potency. Therefore, people should understand it seriously and scientifically and spread it all over the world. The Sankirtana movement started by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described in the Chaitanya Bhagavata Madhya Kanda 23rd chapter beginning with verse 241, which states, "My dear Lord, let my mind be fixed at your lotus feet." Following Lord Chaitanya's chanting, all the devotees reproduced the same sound he chanted. In this way, the Lord proceeded and leading the entire party on the strand roads by the bank of Ganges. When the Lord came to his own ghat or bathing place, he danced more and more. Then he proceeded to Madai's ghat. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Lord, who was known as Vishwambar, danced all over the banks of the Ganges. Then he proceeded to Barkona Ghat, then Nagariya Ghat, and traveling through Ganga Nagara, reaching Simulia, a quarter at one end of the town. All these places surround Sri Mayapura. After reaching Simulia, the Lord proceeded toward Kazi's house, and in this way he reached the door of Kazi. Anybody wants to share your thoughts on the purport?
I wish there was a map. These are the places.
Pardon me?
I wish there was a map.
Map?
Drawn here.
There is a book, Prabhuji. There is a book called Navadvip Parikrama. You can buy that book that has all the places and the path. To go to all these places, everything is explained there. Yeah.
I never understood the word of this scientifically. It has been used by so
Prabhuji, you can use the phone, please.
Okay. I never understood the word scientifically. Scientifically, what from the very beginning, I understand science means there is a laws created by God, and those the nature has to follow those laws all the time, and we study those laws. But here's word scientifically, never understand the meaning how Prabhupada has been using the word scientifically.
I would like to invite Shankarananda Prabhu to enlighten us on that word and how we can, a small lecture on that.
Actually, this word scientifically is very much misused in the present context, all over the world. People think that whatever comes from the news channels, whatever comes from, technological research papers, that is actually scientific. But the science means, the simple definition or the simple word which is used in Sanskrit for science is Vijnana. Jnana Vijnana, Krishna says, Jnana Vijnana Sahitam. So this whole process of Krishna consciousness is not just jnana, it's not just theory, but it's Vijnana. Vijnana means it's realized when you put in practice. So say for example, when we chant Hare Krishna, all the anarthas are removed, and we actually realize the love of God within our own heart. It's a practical science. If we start practicing sincerely and chanting Hare Krishna, if we simply chant and hear attentively every day, this practically plays miracles. Actually, I remember Jiva Goswami in his Tattva Sandarbha gives a beautiful example which we can actually use even in modern context. He says, like many people say, how do we understand God exists? So he says, the whole process of understanding God is actually a wonderful science. And he gives an example. He says, just as if you take a glass of milk, and if I say, in this milk there is butter, and everybody will agree, yes, there is butter, but can we see the butter in the milk? No. So similarly, when we say God is there in each and every atom, you said it's a theory. But similarly, when we say there is butter in the milk, it's a theory. You can't see the butter. There is practically no visibility of butter in the milk. But then you have to follow the process. If you want to see the butter coming out of the milk, you have to follow the process. And the process is, you put the milk overnight with yogurt, you put a little culture of yogurt, turn it into yogurt, and next morning you take the yogurt and churn it. Churn it for a long time. I don't know how many of you tried ever to make butter. How many? Yes, it takes a long time, right? If you churn with hands, it takes at least 2.5 hours. If you churn with mixie, maybe a little more than an hour. But if you want to churn with hands, it takes at least 2.5 hours. I used to do in the childhood, I know. And when you're churning it, suppose you're churning for 2 hours with hand, and still you don't see the trace of butter. The thing is, this seems to be no scientific process, I don't see any trace of butter coming. It still seems to be same liquid. I don't see any trace of butter. But those who have followed the process keep churning, and they see eventually butter automatically appears all of a sudden at any moment. You can't really fix at what moment the butter will appear, but it appears, And though we have scientifically and technologically advanced so much, there are no shortcuts to get butter. till this day. There are no shortcuts to get butter from the milk. We have to still follow the same process. So similarly, when we say science of realizing, science of Krishna consciousness, that means you want to realize Krishna's existence. You want to realize Krishna's existence within our own heart, in our own life. Then we have to follow the process. And it's just similar to the process of churning butter. You cannot say when exactly it will appear. It will appear if we just continue with patience and complete faith. So that's what actually means scientific. Does it make sense, Prabhu?
I've got two comments on this one. One thing is, when you talk about bhakti, love or bhakti cannot be a part of science. No matter how good process you may have done it, it is the wish or the grace of God which finally gives you bhakti. There is no process. Only thing is, yes, it can help you to become a good man. It can help you to clean your heart, and God might give grace on you, and He can appear. But there is no. This is written in Shastras. Grace is grace. See, if some beggar comes to me, how much he keeps on begging, I may not give one penny to him still. And there is some beggar comes, he just asks one time, and I can give him $1 million. It is the wish of the Lord. There is no process. Remember that. This is called bhakti. And bhakti is always above science. It is beyond science. And now I'll talk about the science. What is written about the science in Bhagavad Gita, in the chapter 7th. I don't know whether it is slok 5, 6, some slok. Basically, God has created two natures. One is a material nature. One is material nature is called avidya, and there is another nature called vidya, which is and called chet. It is concerns with the human being. I call it a human science, or he says it is a chetan science. So those are two different natures, and two different natures have their laws, perfect laws, never goes wrong anywhere. And people who study those laws, they follow a science. There is a material science and there is a human science. Human science people have not understood at all. That is all written in our scriptures, but nobody understands the human science. But material science people have advanced and they have understood quite a bit. And that is what my comment is. Please.
Yeah. I was just thinking maybe we are not at that high level of letting the bhakti happen, because itself that spontaneously doing devotional service without even not wanting to understand what it is and completely devoted. But at this beginning stage of Krishna consciousness, I would want to know how my chanting would bring in the spontaneity within myself. So this example that Prabhuji quoted, that milk is there in butter, you cannot understand that right now. So
yeah, I
so maybe
100% agree with him.
So there is that, in that sense, it is scientific. So Krishna consciousness, actually, that is there is a book called The Scientific Basis of Krishna Consciousness. Maybe you should study that to go more deeper. But it is the only true science, as Prabhuji explained. And the more we evolve in Krishna consciousness, the more we will understand how it is a fact. It's because of our nescience and ignorance that we are not able to understand. But if the people who have known that the butter will come out of the milk, they have the faith. So just by following in them and listening to them, we can, it seems like we are blindly following, but there is a science behind it, and they have done it. So it's not blind faith, it is scientific. Yeah, Prabhuji has projected the map. Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Shankarananda Prabhu wants to add something.
Since Prabhuji was saying that there is no process and it's purely the grace of God, undoubtedly, therefore we say, Prabhupada actually writes in many of his purports that it's causeless mercy of Krishna. Causeless means it's causeless. It's not because I'm chanting 16 rounds, therefore Krishna's mercy comes. It's causeless. So yes, it is in one way the grace of Krishna, but since Krishna himself has given the process in the scriptures, that if you follow this process, you will invoke my mercy. So, in one way it's causeless, but the more we chant, the more we become purified from within, the more we realize that actually I am completely dependent on the grace of the Lord. It's not by chanting my 16 or even 64 rounds every day that I will attain His mercy. So then therefore Prabhupada says, you have to cry. Chanting of the holy name should be in the mood of a helpless cry of a child for the mother. So then, when we actually chant in that mood, then Krishna as the supreme mother or supreme father, he cannot resist. He has to come.
Exactly.
So that's why it's a science actually. It's a perfect science. And all we are doing is just practicing to cry for the mercy of the Lord.
So Narendra Prabhu, you should come this Saturday morning class. There is going to be a scientific discussion on Krishna consciousness. And also on Sunday evening there is going to be a discussion, an in-depth discussion. So going forward, what happens is Chand Kazi, he doesn't want to come out, and then he somehow remains Mahaprabhu, how they are related. And then there is lots of discussion, philosophical discussions that happen within Mahaprabhu and Kazi, and how Mahaprabhu established the supremacy of Vaishnavism. So I'm not sure if the future readings are scheduled, but you can go through the book and hear more about that, and also read the Chaitanya Mangala, because there the detailed description of how, it's a beautiful description of how many lamps, how they made all the lamps, and how it felt like so many suns were at the same time. The entire city was lit up because Mahaprabhu wanted everybody to bring a lamp, so they made with the cloths and dipping it in oil and lighting the lamp, and it was such a festive mood that the first Sankirtana happened. So it's a very nice description. So please, if you don't have it, get the book from the temple, and please read the remaining narrations that are given in the book. It's very nice. But what I thought was, by 7:45 we have to offer Pushpanjali to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, because today is his appearance day. So before that, I thought we'll discuss, maybe devotees can share about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his pastimes, or any of their realizations to glorify the Acharya.
I have one point to say about I have read this book on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's biography, and it was written that Chand Kasi had a dream, and in dream there was some lion came, and he kind of made marks on his body.
Yes.
It was not a simple thing, it was a miracle there. And that mark remained when he was awakened, his marks were there on his body.
Exactly. Because he broke the mridanga. Narsinghadev came in his dream. And he warned him.
And that was a strange thing, and that made him very fearful. He was, even before Lord Chaitanya reached his door, he was hidden, and he was afraid, not because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but because of that dream.
Exactly, he reveals that to Mahaprabhu. Yes, nice. Thanks for sharing that. So you all know that this book written by Bhakti Vikas Swami is a nice, wonderful pastimes of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And we are here today in this beautiful temple and freely chanting the holy names of the Lord. It's simply because of the vision and all the activities and the mercy that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur poured and all the hard work that he did to start a movement like this. So it's very auspicious and purifying for us to share and discuss about his pastimes. Because before Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the movement, the Vaishnavism was almost dead. It's because of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur that it was established in very formalized and organized manner. And because of his instructions to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ISKCON was formed. So his knowledge and his depth of devotion is so great. So it's worth discussing. Anybody would like to start with the realizations or pastimes? Yes, ma'am.
Please. As a service. So there are many remarkable things about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. First of all, he is our param guru, and how serious is Krishna consciousness, or for that matter, accepting the parampara is what was indicated by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Just like Narottam Das Thakur, when he went to Loknath Goswami to accept him as guru, first Loknath Goswami didn't want him. Now he didn't just go away and thought that, well, there are other bona fide spiritual masters, but he was determined. So he was indicating that Krishna consciousness, and for that matter, accepting spiritual master is not cheap. It's a very dedicated thing. And the same thing was indicated by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur as well, when he approached Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj. Gaur Kishodas Babaji just said, well, you are Bimal Prasad, you are a great scholar, and your father is Bhakti Vinod Thakur, so I think I'm not qualified to give you initiation. And but he was relentless, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. In fact, so strong was the conviction that he thought, he went to Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur said, you are supposed to take initiation from your Guru Maharaj, and your Guru Maharaj is not giving you initiation. So what's the point of your life? And he also thought that, and he decided that let me end my life. Now note that is not the normal ending of life which happens in the world today. That was based on a very strong conviction that my life is useless without Krishna consciousness. So he went, and it so happened that when he was thinking of giving his life, his Guru Maharaj was there by arrangement of Krishna. And then he recognized that he is a sincere soul, and he was the only disciple that he accepted throughout his own life. And we see the whole parampara, and even in Srila Prabhupada, how much he was dedicated to his Guru Maharaj. So all these examples indicate, the strong adherence to Guru Parampara. So this is one striking thing. I'm sure Shankaran Prabhu will have many more.
Yes.
Actually, I'll just add to this pastime only. It was so beautifully described that Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he approached Gaur Krishna Babaji Maharaj, and first Gaur Krishna Babaji Maharaj said, as he said, you are a great scholar, I cannot give initiation. But then he said, okay, I will ask Lord Chaitanya. I'll ask Gauranga Mahaprabhu if I should give you initiation. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur accepted, all right. So after some time, after a few days, he again approached him, did you ask Lord Chaitanya? And this was just a trick. Gaur Maharaj just wanted to avoid him. Babaji Maharaj just wanted to avoid him, and he said, "No, I forgot." So he said, "All right, I'll come after some time." So in this way, 2-3 times he said, "No, I forgot." But then finally, one day, when Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur approached, he said, "Yes, I asked Lord Chaitanya," and he said, "No, I should not give you initiation." And Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur actually, he made a very remarkable statement that time. He said, yes, I mean, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was known as a staunch brahmachari, strongly following the principles, of, what we say, 4 regulatory principles. There was no question of even, debating on him. So he was strongly following regulatory principles. He was known as a great scholar. He made a remarkable statement. He said, "You and your Lord Chaitanya." He actually made this statement. He told Babaji Maharaj, he said, "You and your Lord Chaitanya, you both worship the crest jewel of the debauchees. That is Krishna. Who doesn't care about the worldly moralist? So why will you accept me? Both of you will accept me, a mundane moralist like me, who is just rooted in the following of worldly morality." So he thought that actually he was just a worldly moralist. He was just following the principle or strong brahmachari, whatever. He was just a worldly moralist. He said, "But if you don't give me the mercy, weeping and weeping, kandiya kandiya, prana rakhi behar," he said, "I will not keep my life." So then seeing this, Gaureshwaj Maharaj actually became very merciful, and he decided to initiate him. So that was actually the mood of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, that he had so much humility at heart. He didn't think that he was actually a great scholar and therefore he deserved the initiation. He actually approached Babaji Maharaj in utter humility. And same principle of humility was actually very remarkably visible in his speech in 1936 during his Vyas Puja. The same time in month of February in 1930s, that was last Vyas Puja celebration. And because 1936 he passed away in month of December. So that time he began his speech. Such a beautiful speech that was. He says, because Vyas Puja means everybody comes and appreciates, glorifies him as a spiritual master. So he says, he begins his speech by saying that people in this assembly might be thinking that, look at this big bird, a big animal. He's calling himself, that look at this big animal who speaks about humility, but is it not he transgressing, visibly and directly transgressing the teachings of Lord Chaitanya? Amanina manadena, right? That's the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, that you should not expect any respect from others and give respect to others. So is he not transgressing the teachings of Lord Chaitanya? And he's getting appreciation and glorification from everyone and sitting on a high seat where everybody's sitting, beneath him. And then he explains that as austerity, it is a duty of a guru or a person who's playing the role of a spiritual master to accept and teach their disciples to actually worship the spiritual master. He says, if I don't do it as a service, I'll be actually transgressing the verdict of scriptures where Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna says, Acharya Mam Vijanim, that you should know that spiritual master non-different from me and therefore worship him as on the same platform as Supreme Lord. So I actually explained in that whole speech that I'm simply doing this as a service to the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, teaching my disciples how to worship the spiritual master. So that was actually the remarkable speech, expressing his humility that it was not a worldly person may think that is actually a person when he's sitting and accepting the appreciation from everyone. That means he's liking it, and it's inconceivable how a person will be actually not liking hearing the appreciation and as austerity might simply accept the appreciation. Just to teach the disciples how to worship the Guru Tattva. So that was one of the wonderful expression of humility by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur.
Thank you. Akrurnath Prabhu, would you like to?
I was reading one. Actually, this is Appearance Day, but I was reading one today. I was reading when Prabhupada was in 1973 in Los Angeles on Disappearance Day of Bhaktisiddhanta. Srila Prabhupada gave a lecture and he offered Guru Puja. And at the end of the lecture, he became very emotional. And he told about how Bhaktisiddhanta had actually come to him several times and ordered him to take sannyas. His business had failed, Srila Prabhupada was saying. And he said, Krishna will do that if you really want to surrender to Krishna, but you have some material attachments. Krishna will take away all those material attachments to show his mercy. And he said that then Bhaktisiddhanta was coming and saying, now you have to become completely, dependent, and you have to become a sannyasi and preach and go outside and preach in the foreign countries. And he was saying, how can I do this? How can I leave my family? And but I had to do it because he ordered me. So I, did what he said, and I took it very seriously. And then he became very, started crying and saying, and now he sent me all these nice boys and girls to help me. So he was seeing that the devotees who were coming to become his disciples were the mercy of his spiritual master, to help him carry on this mission that he had been given by his spiritual master. And then he just started crying, and then he said, okay, Chen Hare Krishna. That's the end of the class.
Exactly. Because I was hearing Dinabandhu Prabhu's lecture that he was just feeling humble because they are giving this lecture is happening in Vrindavan temple. He was saying how it is so difficult, especially like if you are not born in India, it's so difficult to practice any of these principles, like forget about like doing the arati and learning the scriptures. Because he was saying when we go to Mayavadis, they can give verses after verses saying how all the Vedic systems and worship of the devotees is confined only to the Brahmins who have taken Brahman. Though Krishna says that it's not Janma karma, it's Guna karma, but still they say that it's Janma. That's more important. But he was saying how Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established that Sadharma, saying that it's not like that. And if he had not broken that love, that storehouse of love of Godhead, it would have not been possible for all of us, to even I was not born in a in a Brahmin family, but all the knowledge that I gathered doesn't come from the family. Actually, it comes through the acharyas, through the books, what is good and what is bad. So we are more obliged to our spiritual fathers and grandfathers, and that's, as Prabhuji was saying, that's what Srila Prabhupada exemplified.
Raghunath Das Goswami was not born in a Brahmin family.
Yes.
Narottam Das Thakur.
Exactly.
Srila Prabhupada was not born in a Brahmin family.
Exactly.
But he was born in better than a Brahmin family.
Yes.
They were pure Vaishnavas.
Yes. They really established the guna karma vibhagashaha, like whoever has a qualification, they do that. And he was a lion in establishing these principles. And if we just see it, like Priya Kishori was saying the other day, Mommy, after reading this book, I feel like he worked so hard and then he established the mud. And then in the end, he's saying that, okay, you destroy these temples and then build, print books and distribute. So it apparently seems like it's not as successful because there are so many things that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so many situations that he has undergone. It's very vividly Bhakti Vikas Maharaj explains in this book. But then if we see Prabhupada and if we see through the future, it's a great success because each and every ISKCON devotee is a product of all the hard work that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur underwent. So it really needs some kind of a spiritual vision to understand how it is the pastimes of all the acharyas are happening even today. So I was really thrilled by knowing that. Thank
I would like to introduce, we have a visitor tonight from France, from
Hare
Paris.
Krishna.
It's Pushkaraksha Das.
Hari Bol, Dandavat Pranams.
Would you like to say something about Bhaktisiddhanta?
even though I'm sorry, I have a sore throat. So even though I'm not qualified, I'll try to say a few words. I'm sure you have spoken already of his birth, how Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayed to have a son, to keep fulfilling the mission, and how the cart of Lord Jagannath stopped and the garland fell on the child, because he took birth in Puri, in Jagannath Puri. So definitely he was outstanding from birth, and he was a Naishtika Brahmachari, and he was a scholar, and surprisingly enough, he was even an astrologer. He was very learned in many aspects of Vedic science. And maybe one aspect I would like to underline is the way he accepted Guru, or was accepted by Guru, because we tend to forget. And especially nowadays, we are sometimes challenged by the Ritviks, who say, oh yeah, we're all Prabhupada disciples, But if you relate to the story of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, even though he was the greatest scholar of his time, when his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, told him that he should approach Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji, because he was a saintly person and he was a pure devotee, and he said, you should become his disciple. I am your father, I cannot accept you as my disciple. He went to him, but Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji, he was so humble. And he said, well, you're such a great Pandit, how can I be your guru, You see, I'm living in such a place where, nobody wants to come, and no, I'm not qualified. Please find another guru. I'm not qualified, So he was very surprised, went back to his house, and he said, no, he didn't want to accept me, And then, so he had to go actually several times, literally beg, please, I'm unfortunate, I'm a fallen soul. How will I be able to get Krishna Prem if you don't give me your blessings, please. And then Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji refused. Another 1, 2, 3 more times, and finally, he accepted. So, anyone can say, I'm Prabhupada disciple, without Prabhupada saying, yes, I accept you as my disciple? Who is Prabhupada? Is he an automatic distributor of, a vending machine of initiation? Anybody comes and says, I'm Prabhupada disciple, Prabhupada, please don't say anything, you don't have a say. I'm your disciple, I say. Not possible. Exactly. So this is one point we have to appreciate, And of course he performed, as you outlined, a great service, paving the way and preparing the expansion of Krishna consciousness. Actually, he had the vision in 1923 when Prabhupada met him. He gave him the instruction right then that you are an intelligent man, you should go and preach this message of Krishna consciousness in English in the Western world. And Prabhupada was surprised how this sadhu, because he had met so many sadhus, his father was a pure devotee and he was inviting sadhus to his place, so Prabhupada had met so many sadhus. And even his friend said, come, we have to meet this sadhu. And he said, well, in the beginning he was a bit reluctant to go actually. And finally he went with his friend and he was conquered, and at the time Prabhupada was engaged in the liberation of India, Swaraj, I think you say. And Bhaktisiddhanta dismissed him, said, no, the cause of Krishna consciousness is so important, it cannot wait. It doesn't depend on any material situation. So it cannot depend on the independence on India, wait till then. No, it's so important. So right there he acted as guru and preached, this is the core. Of course we can understand this is a lila from the side of Prabhupada, but this is the way, also the acharyas teach us, Even Krishna accepts Guru. So Prabhupada also accepted Guru, and we're Das Anudas, so we're a servant of the servant. So this is a prophecy, because the pure devotee, the Nitya Siddha, is actually Trikalagya. So he has a vision of the future. And he knew, and he told his disciples at one point, yes, don't worry. There's one devotee, one of my disciples, who will do everything, And Prabhupada actually did it, and by the mercy of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. And when he went to the US, he said, actually, I've only accompanied my spiritual master, So by the mercy of Sri Guru, he got the grace of spreading Krishna consciousness in Gora Shakti Vinanaitare Pravartan, only when one is empowered by Gora Shakti, and this Gora Shakti comes down through the Parampara, can one spread Krishna consciousness. And now to conclude, if we reflect on the position of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, you can read from the Leela, for instance, of Vamshidas Babaji, because they used to live together in Mayapur, at some point. And when Bhaktisiddhanta would come, Vamshidas Babaji, who was in a Vatsalya Ras, in a parental relationship with Krishna, actually would say, oh, today a Manjari has come. So he would greet Srila Bhaktisiddhanta like that, Manjari has come. I know Radharani is not very far because the Manjari has come. Jai, all glories to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. Haribol.
I think we have to, Harivamsa Prabhu has one more point. After that, I'm sure many of you would like to share, but I think considering the time, 7:45, they wanted us to do the Pushpanjali. Maybe during the Prasadam time we can share. So, Harivamsa Prabhu.
Yeah, I just have a very small point, and thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing that. Regarding, Manjari is there, so Radharani will be not far. So basically the mood of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in, being a kind of a very, a soldier for Radharani. Same Bhakti Vinod Thakur would say that I will not worship a temple in which Radharani is not present, if only Krishna is there. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also same mood we see. One instance is there, I heard this in a class, where some of the newly joined bhaktas in the mutt, they were reading some pastimes where Radharani shows anger towards Krishna, and they literally got confounded without understanding, first the basics and going. They really got confounded, and they asked Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Guru Maharaj, why is this happening? Of course, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur showed them the proper way, but his immediate reaction in his mood and deep love for Radharani was, I'm paraphrasing it, but it was, well, how can you question Radharani? She is our mistress. We are on her side. So for us, Radharani is the first, and then we can approach Krishna. So this is the mood which we are seeing in our sampradaya, that first through Radharani and then to Krishna. So I just wanted to share.
Thank you. So let's put the asanas back and then congregate in front of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's altar.
Oh, thank you so much. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitang Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitang Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devang Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Dinamine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudha Apasiddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambhara Sambhode Padambhujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhava Bhume Stvang Nirdeshta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhaumaha Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakang Krishnang Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktaavatarang Bhaktakyang Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatang Surato Pangur Mama Mandamater Gati Matsarvasva Padam Bhojao Radha Madana Mohanao Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadha Srimad Ratnagara Singhasanastao Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devao Preshthali Bhik Sevyamanao Smarami Shriman Rasarasarambi Bangshi Vattatatastitaha Karshan Venu Svanayar Gopir Gopinathak Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tinamine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhur Yojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudha Apasidhanta Dvanta Harine Pushpanjali Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhur Yojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya namostute. Namaste Gauravani. Shri Murtaye Dinatarine. Rupanuga Virudha. Apasiddhanta Dvantaharine. Pushpanjali. Sorry. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudha Apasiddhanta Dvantaharine Pushpanjali. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I forgot to do that. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada.
Samsara or the... Just unmute it. Samsara dava nadalida loka tranaya karunya ghana ghana tvam Runya ghana ghana tvam praptasya kalyana guranavasya vande guru shri charana ravindam tasya Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Vaditra Madhyan Manason Racena Mahaprabhu Kirtana Romanchakam Pashutaranga Bhajo Vande Guru Shri Charana Ravindam Romanchakam Shri Vigrahara Dhana Nityanana Shingartan Mandir Majanado युक्तस्य भक्तम् च नियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् युक्तस्य भक्तम् चतुर्वेदा श्री भगवत प्रसादो स्वादना तृप्तान् हरिभक्त संघ चतुर्वेदा कृत्वेव तृप्तिं भजता सदेव वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दां कृत्वेव तृप्तिम् श्रीराधिका माधव्योरपारा माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्नाम् प्रतीक्षणा स्वादनलोलुपस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दाम् धनलोलुपस्य वन्दे निकुञ्जयो नो रतिकेलिसेद्याय यायलिभियुक्तिरपेक्षणीया तत्राति दाक्षात् अतिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दाम् तत्राति दाक्षात् साक्षाद्धरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे उक्तस्तथा भूयत एव सद्भिः किन्तु प्रभोयो प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दाम् किन्तु प्रभोयो यस्य प्रसादा भगवत् प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादा न गति कुतोऽपि यस्य प्रसाद दायन्तु वं तस्य यशस्त्रीसन्ध्यं वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दां दायन्तु यशस्त्रीसन्ध्यं वन्दे गुरो वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दां वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दां वन्दे गुरो वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दां वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दां वन्दे गुरो श्री संसारदावानदलितलोका ताणय कारुण्य घन घन त्वां संसारदावा प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुरानवस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दां प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुरानवस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दाम्. Shall we do Gaurarti or Kirtan, Prabhu? जी बजायो जयो गोरा चांदे आरती कशोभा जी बजायो आरती कशोभा जानावी ततवाने जगमन लोभा जानावी ततवाने दक्षिणी ताय चान बमे गददारा निकटे अद्वैतशिनी वस छत्रधारा निकटे बोसे आचे गोरा चान रत्नाशी मशाने आरती कोरेना ब्रह्मादि देवगाने आरती को नरा हरि आदि कोरी चमारा दुलाया संजय मुकुंद वासु घोषादि गाया संजय शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बजे करताला जीवा माधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परम रसाला माधु बहु कोटि चंद्राजिनी वदना उजाला कला देशे वनमाला कोरे झलमाला वला देशे शिवा सुकनारद प्रेमे गद गादा भक्ति विनोद देखे गौरारा संपादा ठाकुर नमा ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine Namaste Gauravani Pracharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Bol Shri Chaitanya bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, bol Shri Chaitanya bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, bol Shri Chaitanya bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, bol. Hare 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 bol, Hare 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 bol. Bol Shri Nityanand bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Bol Nityananda bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Hare 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 bol, Hare 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 bol. Bol Shri Advaita bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Bol Shri Advaita bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Hare 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 bol, Hare 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 bol. Bol Shri Gadadhar bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Bol Shri Gadadhar bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Hare 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 bol, Hare 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 bol. Bol Shri Shivasa bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Bol Shri Shivasa bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Hare 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 bol, Hare 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 bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jayo Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Ananta Dev Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Ananta Dev Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Privrajakacharya Stotarasata Sri Shrimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Privrajakacharya Stotarasata Sri Shrimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Gangamai Jamunamai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Transcendental Appearance Day of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtana Ki Jai Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai ISKCON Silicon Valley Yatra Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Madana Mohan Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev Ki Jai All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Namaste Narasimhaya Namaste Narasimhaya Praladadayine Praladadayine Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Shilatankanakalaye Shilatankanakalaye Ito Nrsimho Parato Nrsimho Ito Nrsimho Parato Nrsimho Ito Nrsimho Parato Nrsimho Yato yato yami tato Nrsimho Yato yato yami tato nasingho. Bahi nasingho hridaye nasingho. Bahi nasingho hridaye nasingho. Bahi nasingho hridaye nasingho. Narasimhamadim sharanam prapade. Narasimhamadim sharanam prapade. Avakara kamalavare nakam adbhuta shringam dalita hiranyakashipu tanubringam keshavadita narahari rupa jai jagadisha hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Avakara kamalavare nakam adbhuta shringam dalita hiranyakashipu tanubringam keshavadita narahari rupa jai jagadisha hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Keshavadita Narahari Rupa. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Narahari. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Narahari. Jaya Bhakta Prahlad. Bhakta Prahlad. Bhakta Prahlad. Jaya Bhakta Prahlad. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva, 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 Jaya Gurudeva. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की, शील प्रभुपाद की, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की, शील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज पेरेंट्स डे की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let's chant one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, everyone. Yes, Prabhu.
I would like also to draw your attention to the fact that today is also what we call the disappearance day of Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, who is my spiritual master, who left on Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's appearance day in Sri Mayapur Dham in 1996. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. I was there in Bhubaneswar for 2.5 years, so they used to have a lot of programs together. Thank you very much. Prabhu, do you want to say some words like about yourself? Some inspiration to us?
I don't know if you have much time, but just a few words. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj was born, as you may know, in Orissa, in a family of Vaishnavas, especially from his mother's side. His uncles, and they were kirtaniyas. So they were invited by the king of Puri to perform in front of Lord Jagannath. And in India they don't have these. They didn't have at the time, of course, through the centuries, those television and nice projectors you have now. So it's theater and kirtans, and so it's a narration of the leelas of Krishna, Radha, Lord Jagannath, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all that. So this is a very interesting, Ramayana and Mahabharata. And also interestingly, this is the story of Gopal, Sri Radha Gopal actually, who were brought from Vrindavan to this little village, Gadaigiri, in Orissa, because Krishna had the desire to be worshipped by his devotees there, So at the time, the deities were worshipped by a sannyasi in Vrindavan. And one night, that sannyasi had a dream that Krishna wanted to go. He said, you take me to this place, this village, in Orissa. So the sannyasi woke up and he thought, well, strange dream, So he wasn't sure, because Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, So he's in Vrindavan. Why should Krishna want to go somewhere else? So the next night, Krishna again appeared and said, I told you, you must take me seriously, I want to go to this village in Orissa, and then if you don't listen to me, I'll whip you. So he whipped the sannyasi who woke up, and then he looked and he had the trace, the mark of Krishna's little stick, So, okay, I'll comply, my Lord. So he took the deities there, and since then, they've been worshipped, by the family of Kirtaniyas, Vaishnavas. And Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj took birth in that family. And from a very young age, he showed all the qualities of a pure devotee coming down from the spiritual world, Even his uncles were surprised, as a child when he was playing, he was gathering some grains and bringing them, at one place. And then Krishna would take them to some other place. So the child was puzzled. What's going on? And actually he realized after some time it's Krishna, and he's chasing Krishna, give me back my grains. And then even his uncle, so Krishna going back in the temple. So Krishna had left the temple to play with his devotee, So from a very young age, he already studied Shastras. He was attracted by the Shastra. At the age of 8, he had read all Srimad Bhagavatam. When his mother was cooking, he would go by the flame of the stove, to have some light so that he could read, And as a child, when he would cry, it was just enough to give him the Shastra, and then he would be appeased, And he would sleep with the Shastra, So throughout his life, he was displaying this strong determination. He acted as a teacher. He was a Grihastha, a Vaishnav Grihastha, and in his mid-40s, he decided to renounce family life, and he wanted to find his guru who would give him sannyas, Vaishnav guru. And actually he toured the whole of India, and he had put at the end of his list Vrindavan. If Krishna has not blessed me before, hopefully in Vrindavan he will bless me. And so because he was a mendicant, once a day he would ask for a bhiksha. And he saw these devotees, he saw the temple that was under construction in Vrindavan, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So he thought, wow, this is fantastic that the message of Mahaprabhu has been taken to the West. I must meet this Acharya who has taken Krishna's message to the West. So the next day he went and he asked for Bhiksha. And so Brahmananda was there and he said, oh, you want Diksha? You're very lucky because our guru is there. Prabhupada is there. Okay, so he said, oh, I would like to meet your guru, please. So Brahmananda said, hey, there's a sadhu, Prabhupada, who wants to meet you. Prabhupada said, yes, let him in, let him in. And the first words that they exchanged, Prabhupada said, so you have come. And he said, have you taken sannyas? So Gandharvika Mataji was astonished because It's like he knows my mind. And he said, no, I have not taken sannyas. And Prabhupada said, I will give you sannyas. First meeting. So after that, of course, this is history, he preached and he translated Prabhupada's books, and he had received a mission to build a temple in Bhubaneswar. So they installed Krishna Balaram, and that's the last founded project of Srila Prabhupada. 1977, Prabhupada laid the cornerstone on the appearance day of Lord Nityananda. And in 1985, Srila Gandharvika Mataji was allowed to initiate. There were already a number of devotees locally who were waiting to take initiation from him, so he got the permission. Prabhupada had given him personally the order to initiate, to have his disciples to become guru. And in 1985 he came to the West for the first time, and that's when I was blessed to have his darshan and received initiation in 1986, the next year. And by Krishna's arrangement, he left his external envelope in 96, 10 years later in Sri Mayapur Dham. But of course we should understand that the pure devotee, the Nityasiddha, is always present. And even when he would hear Prabhupada disciples speak of Prabhupada's disappearance, he would say, no, how come? Prabhupada never disappeared. Prabhupada is always present. So let's celebrate his presence today. Thank you.
Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj ki jai. Yeah, Maharaj, built a place for Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada, the national highway goes very close to Krishna Balaram temple in Bhubaneswar, and Srila Prabhupada, when Maharaj requested Srila Prabhupada to visit Bhubaneswar, and it was very poor condition, Srila Prabhupada said, I want to visit you only on the condition that there should be electricity in that place. And elephants used to walk that path, because Nandan Kanan forest is very close by. and Maharaj was able to get electricity. So there was one bulb in Srila Prabhupada's room, and Srila Prabhupada in the night used to do translation services and also give association in Bhuvaneshwar. So, Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj has very good pastimes. Thank you for letting us know, Prabhu, a wonderful, glorification of a Vaishnava. Thank you for that. So, continuing on that, we will continue our chanting of the holy names and distribution of the transcendental literature from this center of ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Some of the devotees who went for Mayapur Yatra, they are already returning, so as if life is returning back in ISV. So which is good to see most of you here around. It has been told that the worst drought in California in 100 years is now right now. And because Vaishnavas are full of compassion, they want to ensure that blessings are moved around and the sufferings are reduced. And said in Bhagavad Gita that by doing yajna, rains come. And devotees at ISV are requesting to the Lord so that this drought can end. There was a Harinam, public chanting of the holy names of the Lord in January. And as an outcome of that Harinam, by blessings and willingness of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, we got actually a 1 full week of rain. So we witnessed that earlier. And we wanted to, yes, one more time, Hari Bol! And we have full faith that if we chant the names of Lord with pure heart, rain is going to happen. And we want to take it forward. And 1st of March is we are having a big Harinam Sankirtan performance in the streets of Palo Alto. And it's going to be called as Raindas Harinam. So all of you are requested to please spread the word about it. There will be flyers getting made and distributed. It is completely, everybody is invited to come. It is for everyone's good. Just to prove one more time that what is said in Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is right. So engage more and more people. Tendency of people to get attracted with such kinds of things is more. And we'll use anything. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur initiated this Yukta Vairagya, where sannyasis and all started using the motorcycles and motor vehicles in preaching. He emphasized use of printing of books. And there were many scientific, equipments which he used for spreading bhakti. That's we are going to use. We use all resources available with us, ensuring we reach down to each suburbs and cities of the northern part of Bay Area, and then we'll reach out to spread this name. So your help is requested. Please spread this word of Harinam Rain Dance. 1st of March starts at 6:59 p.m. Again, University Avenue and Emerson Street. Also, since Gaur Purnima is coming, and we have lot of Chaitanya Charitamrita available for any case. If someone doesn't have it, please take one set of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It comes, I was told, for less than $100. I think it's $99. How much is that, Damodar Prabhu? You know the price of that? $99. So, Prabhu confirmed, $99. So, anybody who wants to get a copy of Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's a very auspicious day. Please let us know. Anybody watching online, again, you can let us know and we'll get a copy for you. Today's cook were Sukeshwari Mataji, Lavanya Mataji, and Deepti Mataji. And then we also have Shri Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhava, the 3-volume books available right now. Shweka. Okay, there's an addendum to the cooks. Shweka also is one of the cooks. Thank you. So, there's a 3-volume book, Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhav. It is 20 plus years of extended research by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami. And it's a must-have for all at least initiated disciples. So, in case you do not have it, you should get a copy of it and let me know. We have volumes of those. Anything else, Akrunath Prabhu? How much is this Pakistan? Special price today, $75.
I really highly recommend that, especially for this is the appearance day of Bhakti Siddhanta. It's a wonderful book, and it's so illuminating about the life and teachings and mission of Bhakti Siddhanta, which is so much being carried on by his disciple Swami Prabhupada. And $75 is a good deal for these 3 books. It includes appendices with articles and even astrological charts and other kinds of things. So it's a very nice book, so please buy it.
जोडेंद्रियता है काल जीवे पहले विषय सगोरे तारमते जीवायति लोभमय सुतुर्मति ताके चित्ता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ दयामय करिबारे जीवा जाय सप्रसाद अन्न दिलो पाय से अन्नामृत पावो राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे डाको श्री चैतन्य निताय प्रेमे डाको श्री चैतन्य निताय महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नामो ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्यवतं राजन् विश्वासो नैव जायते प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिराच्योपजायते प्रसन्नचित्तसो व्यासु बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते भगवत् श्री महाप्रसादम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरिव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Please come take prasadam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, devotees who are joining us online, thank you very much for your association. And now with this, we'll be ending the live broadcast. Thank you very much and come again next program Saturday 7:30 a.m. Hare Krishna.